Konnichiwa minasan! Welcome to Melaka Otaku channel, and I'm your host, Dr. Robert Kumar, currently residing at the historical city of Malaysia, Melaka. Saving lives by day, Otaku life by night, that's me! Alright, first of all, let me explain to you thoroughly, to all of you, the term of Otaku. It is usually used to refer an obsessive fan of anime and manga and or Japanese culture generally and Japanese video games. The term serves as a label similar to fanboy. However, the use of the label can be a source of contention among some anime fans, particularly those who are aware of the negative effects the term has in Japan. Unpleasant stereotypes about otaku prevail in worldwide fans community, and some anime fans express concern about the effects these more extreme fans can have on the reputation of their hobby. In modern Japanese slang, the term otaku is more often equivalent to a geek. However, it can relate to a fan of any particular theme, topic, hobby, or any form of entertainment. Now that we have done with the explanation, it's time for the review for the anime that I've picked from winter 2008, featuring Rosario Vampire. One sentence to sum up this anime: a fun, ecchi comedy with great characters, fun fight scenes, and hilarious fan service. Rosario Vampire is a typical male-targeted anime filled with comedy, ecchi, and action. Typical school comedy with typical jokes associated with high school comedies. The special twist for this show would be that this school happens to be a school for monsters. To twist it even further, a human is accidentally accepted to the university, which, and if he's found out, he will literally be killed. As I was saying, this show is about a human boy accidentally being accepted at a monster school. But on his way there, he literally gets hit by a beautiful girl on a bike. Long story short, he finds out she's a vampire. Hence the title. They hook up and the adventure begins. Each episode is very different from the last, all thanks to being a high school full of monsters. Being a Japanese anime, it would be easy for them to follow the normal Japanese way and to make their own random monsters. Thankfully, they pulled most of their monsters out of typical folklores and old wives' tales like vampires, succubuses, witches, etc. with their own anime twists, of course. At least they use East and West references instead of making their own, which is very refreshing. But the storyline isn't the show's strong point. This is an ecchi comedy, and you will figure that out within the first 15 seconds of watching the show, that it's more ecchi than comedy. And the only way to be a successful ecchi show is if the art and animation is top of the line. This is where the show shines the most. All the backgrounds are hand-painted with care. They are even designed the school to resemble a Gothic style building with excellent accuracy. All the main and background characters are drawn with such perfection only an ecchi fan can understand. Every girl is drawn beautifully and have their own style. Time to introduce the main characters. Aonoskune, the unfortunate human boy, voiced by Kishio Daisuke. Moka, the beautiful vampire, voiced by the famous Mizuki Nana. Kuruno Kurumo, the seductive succubus, voiced by Misato Fukue. Shirayuki Mizore, the stalker snow woman. She is voiced by the famous Queen of Sundares, Rei Kurumiya. Well, that wraps up for the first episode of Melaka Otaku channel. On the next episode, I will continue my review of the animes of Winter 2008. Until next time, sayonara! Konbanwa minasan! Melaka Otaku channel is back! Well, we're presenting now with episode 1 of Melaka Otaku channel. As the fans have requested, we will talk about otakuness.